Yeah, the AI is fucking stupid.
Well, hey guys, it has been a whole hot minute since I have been on here, and I do deeply apologize about that. Yes, I'm wearing makeup. Normally, I am on here bare butt naked, and not naked as in what you think. Normally without makeup, and my lipstick looks horrible. Oh well. I just finished eating hot dogs. So it got my lipstick all messed up, but what can you do, right? Eh, Try to get some of that blend down. There we go. Doesn't look so bad now.
Pause it, sister. I'm gonna make your
There we go. There we go. Looks a lot better. Anyway, so what's been going on? We are moving exactly in June. Have not found an exact place just yet. We know that we're going into another house. We're working on our land, of course. Um, Working on my other stuff. This house is, of course, creepy and possessed as usual. So we're kind of glad to be leaving. We were going to stay here another year, but we decided not to for lack of other reasons. So, it is what it is.
I put in for 2 minutes.
So
Yeah, I know. That's why I told you to keep an eye on it.
Things are what they are. I did dye my hair, but as I said, the roots cannot be helped. I dyed it, and a week later, my roots started to show, even though my son says it kind of looks cool the way my roots are going because it's like white and then gray. I mean, white and then red because he wanted me to dye my hair the way I normally had it. I told him I'm thinking about doing my Harley Quinn, like I had it red and black. So, um, also, like I said, it's kind of hard to do my tarot card readings also right now since I am in the process of, getting ready to move. All my stuff's going to be packed up. So, with that, I'm going to have to um uh work on my tarot card readings once I do get moved and settled into my new place. Um so there's that. My book that I am going to be working on is going to be dealing with parenting. I know a lot of people are going to be like, say what? Yeah. Instead of my horror books being the first book that I come out with, I was actually more motivated and more starstruck and kind of inspired to say, in the least, to do a book, just one, um, to do a book on parenting. Um, because I know a lot of people that have gone through a lot of issues like myself, my daughter, my kids have gone through some stuff as myself, because of certain set issues, and I've had to help them cope, and I've helped other kids I've kind of fostered, uh and I've helped them kind of like in an adoptive way. I've helped them. So, and of course, I've had an abusive past dealing with religion and, things that I've had an onslaught dealing with, like, God comes first, put your kid last, put your family last, put religion and God first, and all that hoopla and bullshit. And Which I'm going to be touching a lot on that in my book. How you're supposed to literally overly abuse your child, and literally treat your child like garbage. And a lot of people totally misinterpret how to treat children, and they don't know how to properly parent. And with children coming up today, and the new children coming up need someone to actually properly have a good guidance out there, because of all these new legislative laws and governmental laws, and people wanting to put bans on abortion, and trying to tell us women how to go about our bodies. Yes, baby?
So, if a teenager is raped and she's not ready to have a child,
Yeah.
how come it is allowed for a child to have a child, but not an adult to have a child?
Exactly what my daughter just made a very good point. Like, say, if a young child, say at the age of 8, 9, even younger, gets raped and they're forced to have a child, but an older woman could go and abort the baby unsafely. Why is that okay? But yet that child has to have a child. That child's life is going to be forever ruined, because that child can die while having a baby. And they're not thinking of, bless me, I'm allergic to bullshit. I'm sorry. Quite literally, I am. But it's not right. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying, like, because I was very young when I had my first son, but that was my choice. I was raped, yes. And I know that's a hard word. They bleep that out a lot, but I don't think that they should, because it's a very rough topic. It's a very hard topic. My husband's not the one who did it, no. But my husband did adopt my son, my oldest. But the thing people don't understand is I grew up, because in all honesty, I wasn't supposed to have children, because I suffered a very rough injury. I had fell on my bike, and my mom tried to build my bike at the age of, I'd say, 6, 7, 8. And she had put my seat on wrong. It was a Fingerhut bike. And I don't know if y'all remember Fingerhut. Fingerhut is still around.
I remember.
And Fingerhut came out, like I say, I don't know if it came out in the 80s, but I swear it came out in the 80s. It was kind of like Avon in a sense of speaking when it first came out. It was extremely popular. You could get a line of credit. They sold everything. They sold accessories, bedding, potware, like, stuff that you could cook with, pots and pans and everything. Clothing, jewelry. I mean, anything you could think of, you name it, Fingerhut sold it. So my mom got me a really nice bike from Fingerhut. And she was reading the directions, and my grandpa was like, "Are you sure you can put this together? We can get one of her uncles to do it." Because I had an uncle in El Paso, which he was kind of creepy. He's kind of creepy still.
Huh?
My Uncle Chuck. Which I love the man, but he's done some really bad shit, and I'm not going into it. But I still love the man, even though I keep him at a distance. I keep that family at a distance for a very non-mentionable reason, but I'm not going into it because I don't want drama. But my grandfather was like, we could get her Uncle Chuck to build the bike because, he knows how to do this stuff. Because my uncle, he was a biker. He can't ride his bike no more because of his health. But my uncle, he had a 4-wheeler. He, I forgot what kind of, it wasn't a Harley, but he had bikes. And my uncle, he rode. So he knew how to put stuff together. He worked at Sears at the time. So my grandpa was like, you could ask her uncle to do it, or you could get one of the neighbors to do it, because I had friends there that, around the apartment complex where we lived in El Paso, that could have helped my mom build it. But she was being determined to build it herself because my mom, unlike me, I'm actually a handyman. I know how to work with tools. I know how to build a lot of shit because I took welding, metal class, arts. I took, wood shop and stuff like that. I'm very good with, wiring, electronics and stuff. I'm very manly I guess I took after my father. My mom is not very good with that shit. So needlessly to say, I went out riding my bike. It seemed like it was put very good together as she did it because it came, broken down. It literally came like with, the handlebars and everything. Like the pieces were like, I forgot how many pieces were broke down, but I'm fast forwarding now. I was riding the bike and I was coming up. A car was parked. I thought everybody was out of the car. And I've told this story a few times, I think, on here. But when I was coming up to the car, I thought people were already out of the damn car. And they saw that. I know they saw me because I was coming up to go like in between these two cars. And there was like a good amount of space to where I could go through these cars safely. And I did this quite often because I was coming up to come in to go up to the sidewalks to go in because we had wood that went around our porches and we have big porches. And I was going to go in, get off my bike, put my bike inside our porch, lock it up, go inside and go, get ready, wash up and eat dinner. Soon as I came up to get like halfway in, fucking bitch opened the door. I was trying to stop. I didn't hit my brakes hard enough. And as soon as I did, I came up and the seat rose up and the part where the seat where it dips like this came up and it was a very sharp upward seat, which the seat was not made for that bike. And I don't know why my mom told Fingerhut and they sent another seat like 4 weeks later. And my mom was really ticked off. This seat had me bleeding. I was ripped. It was very grotesque. I was crying. I fell off the bike. I mean, I was holding myself. I mean, I don't know how I got up and walked, but I did. My mom had to take me to the doctor. She, I guess, blanked it out. She doesn't really remember much. I do. Doctors are being very vague, but as I got older and I started going for physicals, the doctors actually told me, they go, you definitely might want to get checked when you get older. And I'm like, for what? They go, you have a lot of severe damage and a lot of scar tissue down below. And I'm like, yeah, I know. I had a severe bike injury. And they go, bike injury? I'm like, yeah. A bike went up inside the seat from a bike went up inside me. It was very long. And I was like 6 or 7. And the look on the doctor's face was just like an utter horror. Like, we can't believe that actually happened to you. And I'm like, yeah, I did. I literally got like by a bike seat. And the stupid person that actually did it by the car, I actually got hit by the car door on top of it. And they're like, well, the stupid kid should have been paying attention. I was paying attention. It looked like nobody was in the damn car. And I should have just literally picked up the bike and threw it at him. But I was just like in utter shock, utter pain that I couldn't, like absolutely do anything but just sit there and be like, you're really going to act like that towards me? It's like I'm really good with pain. I'm really good at taking on a lot of, like, people like freaked out like with my teeth. I'm going to be getting them done soon. Probably starting next year. I can actually hold my own lip up while they're shooting, numbing stuff into my mouth. they actually said that they freaked out that I could do that. Not most people could not do that because it actually hurts. And I'm like, when I'm in so much pain, I don't really care. I want the pain to stop. And they're like, well, most people have to have one of, the dentist hold it while they're getting shot. I'm like, no, I can do it. And they're like, wow. And like on epidurals, most people have to be held down to get them. I sit there and just take it like a champ. And I was like, give it. And they're like, holy crap. I'm like, if I'm in pain and this is going to help me, it's like, you ain't going to hold me down for nothing. If I know this is going to stop the pain and it's going to numb me, bring it on, Susie. It's like, I ain't going to fight you on this cheese. But as I got older and I finally went in for a full physical and they ultrasound me, and I was curious about like what they were talking about, that's when they finally told me, you're not going to be able to have kids. I was like, are you freaking kidding me? They're like, well, no. Because one, I had endometriosis, which if anybody doesn't know what that is, it's like you have more heightened PMS. It's like you have extreme pain, worse than a regular period. My daughter has it. Well, my future daughter-in-law. I call her my daughter because she's pretty much my daughter and my best friend. Um, she was my little stalker before she became my daughter. And it hurts. It's like I literally missed like 2-3 weeks of school sometimes because how bad mine was. I was like heating pad, ice packs. I had a heating pad on my stomach, ice pad on my back. I mean, sometimes even, doing anything pleasurable, like at certain times, it does hurt. So endometriosis is no joke. I mean, even when I started going, because I'm already going through menopause, I started going through menopause when I was like 36, and I'm gonna be 43 this year. And I actually started putting myself on hormonal treatment. And I told my hospital if they could go ahead and, get me on a hormone treatment to stop my period flow. And I'm not trying to gross anybody out because my flow was just like, dear God. And when they actually got me off of it by accident, it's just like, I thought I was going to die. I literally, like, I have normal color and I'm wearing makeup right now. I actually rosed up my cheeks and got, some like I bronzed, but it's like I have to turn off the camera to where, well, no, you can't see it. Yeah, you can see it now where I actually have color. I actually have more normal color. But I literally looked paler like when I do my goth makeup. This is my, I kind of did like hooker eye makeup. I was trying to copy Manny's new makeup he did for his moon shroom. I was inspired by his moon shroom makeup, which I really want his palette. I was inspired by the inspo. I was trying to do purple and yellow, and it turned into something else because it's like I need to, if I'm going to do that, I need to get into my Jeffree palettes. My other palettes don't quite match those, so no, right? I got her on some good stuff, luckily. So if anybody has endometriosis, let me know, and I could do a video of suggestions. I'm not sponsored by any of them, but there are some good things that I have found through Amazon and just things that were sent to me by emails by chance. Like for my menopause, for her PMS, and things for the period. If women want to know, from my women subscribers, if you are curious, I can make a video specifically for that. They do have ones for hair growth. They do have ones for skin to help your skin grow, like not grow, but glow. They have ones for acne. Because there's two. I have one specifically for me and one specifically for her. The one that I take, they have some for PMS as well, but the one that I have her on is a specific. It's all natural because I put her on all natural stuff because her body is very unique. Um, it reacts very different to certain things. She is allergic to sesame seeds, so I have to be very careful of what I give her. So I'm very precautious. So, mama, I take care of her as I do my boys. So I look out for everything, being a good particular mama. I'm gonna be this way with my grandbabies too. So that's one thing. That's one thing about my book too. Always look out for your babies. You always gotta make sure what you're giving them. So, that's another thing about being a mama. Both these things that I'm taking in mine, there is stuff for all types of things dealing with women needs, and then the one I have her, they have candies, they have teas, they have gummies, they have all stuff. So if you want, they're both natural supplements. So, and they do have deals, they do have specials. One is offered on Amazon, and I think the one I take is on Amazon too. But the other one that I take, there is a special site that you can also get deals on it. There's another one that I take that is also Heart Smart and is also a diet supplement because they do have me on, since I am diabetic, they do have me on Ozempic, and it's supposed to help you lose weight, but it hasn't helped me lose weight. And I don't, it helped like a million other people lose weight, but mine is strictly for my diabetes. It ain't to help me lose weight. But I have lost weight since I am on a semi carnivore diet. It's not 100% carnivore because money is tight. Um, I'm not particular mad at our president. I'm more particular mad at the government. I hate Republicans, because they're the ones that's all money, 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 money. And our president is trying to help us. So I'm not, politically mad at him. People need to do their research before they get ticked off at him. He's doing the right thing. So I stand 100% Biden because a lot of people think, oh my God, he's this, he's that. No, he's actually doing everything correctly for us, and people need to research their stuff. And like I said, I'm not trying to get political or get any type of hate, but Trump is literally blackmailing the United States and they're not thinking about it. He's like, well, if you don't let me in the office, I'm going to cause a war in the United States. People need to wake up. Yeah, he said it was going to be a bloodbath. And it's like literally it's terrorism what he's threatening the world with. And it's like he gets in, we're going to have another war here in the United States. So it's like we're right now trying to recover from the crap he already did. That's why we're in this huge problem right now. And people don't realize that the reason why we're having to pay all this money and we're having this huge increase on everything is from all the money he stole. And people aren't thinking about that. I mean, that's one reason why he got in trouble. That's one reason why he got kicked out of the whole office. And luckily, he's not in jail for it. I mean, they don't want to sit here and be embarrassed for letting him in the White House. But it's like if they arrest him, they're going to have to arrest a lot of other presidents because a lot of other presidents like George Bush Jr. have done the same thing. And they're golden boys of the United States. So they can't sit there and arrest Trump because they're going to have to go arrest a lot of Republicans that have done the same damn thing. And there are a lot of favoriteers. And there's a lot of Republicans that have done the same thing. So they can't arrest one. They have to arrest a lot of others. And people don't want to hear it. But like I said, I'm not getting political. I'm just explaining why it's tough to stay on specifics.
I took a screenshot of it too.
Yeah, my daughter took a screenshot. So if people want to see it, it is right there. If I can have it. Hang on. I'm trying to see where you can see it clear. Hang on. Let me get me out of it. Hang on. No. Hang on. Come on. There you go. Now you can see it.
Why would you say that?
Did they remove that post?
All you had to do is when it was clear, pause it and read what he said.
Sister, did they remove that post?
They're trying to like cover it with like, oh no, that's not what he meant.
And that's exactly what he meant. And they actually showed a lot of people marching saying that, it's not going to, they're not going to be another Jews, and they had Nazi symbols and stuff. Yeah, they're white supremacists backing up Trump. And I already said that Trump is a white supremacist. That's why I'm not a Trump supporter. I'm Native American. I don't back up Trump. I'm not doing that. I'm sorry. I also have Viking blood in me. We're not supremacists. We back up a lot of Native Americans. We back up Irish people. Irish are not supremacists. Scottish are not supremacists. My bloodline never backs up supremacy. So, sorry. No. They're against that. They're for freedom. They're for equality in every race. They're not colonizers. We're not about that bullcrap. But anyway, past that. Hopefully, when I do start getting back into getting the book done, I hope everybody will like it, because dealing with the whole parenting subject, it's going to have a whole different chapters. It's something different because I want to do different things dealing with writing. I don't want to be a one type genre person, because people are like, oh, you're just going to write horror. No, I want to do different things dealing with, my genre. That's one thing I did in creative writing. I did reality, science fiction, action, horror, whatever have you. So the thing dealing with the parenting, I feel that it's a topic that is not much touched on, and dealing with everything I've gone through, everything I've witnessed through my life. And I think it's a topic that does need to be wrote about. And then my horror books, I know those are topics that people are going to love. I've seen a lot of people, they were the horror book that I'm going to work on, it's going to have to be rewrote, because I had other people helping me write them. So I'm going to have to go in and definitely rework them, because they were totally debauched when I had other people working with me. So this time when I go in, I'm going to be working by myself. My mentors, I'm going to have them step back and just let me do it. I can do it 100% by myself now. My mentorships, I've idolized them long enough. I know how to do this. I know how to write for all of them now. And I had them help me long enough to where I could understand their writing samples and how to write for them. And it's about time for me to step up and do this. I could do this. I understand the different types. It was just me. I had them come on when I was doing it on MySpace, and I told them the reason why I was having them do it is so I was getting a basic idea of how I wanted the character to be. It was kind of like I was embodying the idea of the movie, of like a movie. I was getting my casting ready. And I was seeing errors already in my head. Like, no, this is not how I want this to go in my book. No, this is not where I want this to go. And see, that's where you have a problem, where you're doing a book and it's your book, it's your project, and you are working with other people. And that's where it comes a source of, you need to work by yourself. And sometimes it's very saucy and it's hard, and you have to tell people, you know what? You're giving me very good ideas. You're giving me very good starting points. I'm not going to use anything you're giving me, but you're giving me very good source points. You're giving me very good attributes to where I understand, because I watch a lot of movies anyway. I watch a lot of TV series. I get a lot of in-depth ideas from doing things like that. But it also gives me a lot of ways to go, okay, I see how to write this character. I see how to bring this character to life. I know how to make this character different than anything I've ever seen. Because like when I wrote for my character Flames, everyone loved her. because they're like, oh my God, I've never seen anyone portray a character like this. Because anytime I would write with my other friends and their groups, I would have a different adaptation for my character. She would be very different. One character, she would be seductive and sultry and, very like, I'll whoop your ass if you cross me wrong. And then another way, she was very powerful. She was not submissive. She was very dominant. She would handle a situation in a very powerful manner. And she was in control. And she would be the one that you would come to ask questions and explain things dealing with, the supernatural. And if you wanted to know things like, what does a werewolf do, and how do I deal with a werewolf, and what do I do with this vampire, or what can I do with this demon? And then in another situation, when it came to dealing with her father figure, she was very submissive and she was very docile, and she was very kind and gentle and almost sheepish in a way. So it was very different. And then when I wrote with my friend, and it was very different because she wrote with Dark Shadows. And y'all are going to be like, Johnny Depp? No. If y'all have never watched old school Dark Shadows, I'm talking like 1950s, 1960s, old school black and white Dark Shadows. You don't know what I'm talking about, okay? I had to study this to understand, the whole understanding of Quentin Collins, Barnabas Collins, Angelique, Waverly, like the real Waverly Hills and the Blue Well Inn, and all the characters, Carolyn, and the whole thing. And I would kill people for my friend. I would be her hunter in a sense. We would go to the hills and I would be her hunter. And I would, or sometimes I would have to go resurrect her if my mom couldn't do it. Which I'd have to go to hell and, sometimes fetch her head because she would piss off my mentor, aka father, that he finally admitted he was my father. Which is actually really funny. The one I'm talking about being my mentor, I idolize this person. I miss him. I hope he is well. He gave me a lot of good commanding points. He gave me a lot of good direction. I took a lot of good notations from him. He was one of the writers that, even thinking about him, it makes me tear up as much as thinking about Sabra. I miss them both greatly. I have fun writing with them both. There's a lot of great memories. I don't get to write with neither one of them anymore, and it chokes me up. Saber passed away, of course. My mentor, I haven't got to write with in such a long time. And he has taught me a lot. And I know how to write for his style because I made a character in his memory. And he's still around. But it just bothered me that he had to walk away. And I miss him every day. And it was tough. It was all because of stupidity, because of a friend that couldn't be honest about some stuff. And I'm sorry, I'm crying a little bit, but it's bad that you have to pay the price for somebody else. That this is why I tell people that honesty is the best token in the world. And I'm going to be honest about something that I need to be honest about. I told a lot of people that I had a character writing with me for a long time. And it's because I had learned a lot from him. And it was actually me writing for him because I had learned his style. I pick up styles, and I am that great of a writer. And I hate to admit that I am. He knew, I mean, I couldn't write as well. I mean, there's a style he had that I wish I could be half of the writer this man was. Or woman. It could be a woman for all I know. I wasn't 100%. I never asked. I didn't want to impose or be rude.
I fucked my mom.
I mean, I never felt that it was my place to ask if you're a man or a woman. But another person actually lied to this individual about their sexuality, and it hurt this person. And I got put on the spot about their sexuality because someone else outed them to him and or her, and he asked me about it, and I did not want to tell him because I didn't feel it was my place to tell him about this individual. And he told me if I was really his friend, I would tell him the truth about this individual, and that was a very hard place for me to be because I looked up to him extraordinarily because he was one of the best writers I had been around in so long, and I looked up to him. Between him and Sabra and my mom at that time, those were the three people I was the closest to. And that's hard for me to admit because this person has no idea how close I was to them. Because I would talk to them a lot of times, and they would make me laugh so hard at times. And they have no idea how close I really was to them. And I really was. And I hope one day that if they're still around, that they really know that. God, I really did take comfort writing with them and working with them because, I mean, at times when I really needed a pick me up, they would be silly and be like, watch this, watch this, watch this. And they would go mess with the person that lied about their sexuality, about them being a female, because they came off saying that they were a guy. Which, honestly, I think they should have, in all honesty, they should have been honest. Yes. But it should have been my place to say anything. They should have came out and said it to him or her. Because it was like a role playing thing, but me, I was a writer. I always told them I'm a writer. I'm not a role player. I don't role play because role playing to me was always stupid. Like if I role play, I'm gonna LARP. I'm gonna go LARPing. I'm gonna go to a Renaissance festival and I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get me a fucking sword and I'm gonna beat the shit out of somebody. That's what I'm gonna do. I ain't gonna do this online shit. I ain't gonna do this role playing crap. I'm a writer. You know what I'm saying? I write. I creative write. I don't like doing this fantasy role playing crap because I'm wasting my time when I can actually be working on my book, trying to accomplish something and trying to get, my career going and trying to do something more founding, something more glorifying than just sitting here wasting my life away on doing absolutely nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's what I feel. And it's not to shoot role players down because I know that's them, just, doing something as an escape because the real world is just like it's hard and people outside are bullies and it's like they have friends, it's a community, it's whatever, but you can do that with LARPing. You can get out, you can exercise, you can have fun, you could be outside in the world, you could be exercising, you could touch grass. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because in this instance, we had so much drama that did not need to happen within that group. And so much shit had happened that did not need to happen. Friendships got ruined at that time. I was in my 20s, and these older women that acted like a bunch of teenagers got so mad at me because it's just like they acted like they were still like in like elementary school. And like I went and apologized to them, and I actually even had to apologize. I apologized to one lady. I'm not going to mention her name because it's like I don't hold no grudges no more. But it's just like if I find out she's the one that wrote for him, I'm seriously going to stomp on her. I really am, because I held this individual in extreme high regards and adored the living hell out of him, and she had me feeling so bad, like she killed this character off in a sense of speaking, had me thinking this person was a real person, and then went and destroyed everything, made it like, oh, this person ain't real, and totally hurt me just to make a point. It's like, to me, that would be messed up, and that's what role playing does, and that's why I say role playing is bullcrap. It's like, if this person was a real individual, cool, I understand you needed to break, but if this was the same person that was being accused of being a female, I'm gonna slap her silly, because she could write too. She could write phenomenally, and I give her kudos on that. And she's a fellow Scorpio. And Scorpio, that type of Scorpio is us, like me being a Scorpio. I'm the kind that we wear our hearts on our sleeves. We are hopeless romantics. We love full-heartedly. I'm the more forgiving kind. She's the more resentful kind that holds grudges like unforgivably on that Scorpio end. But me, if I find out that she's the one that was playing the mentor that I had that I lost, it's going to upset me to no what's end. Because she could have been honest, like, yeah, I'll tell the truth. The character I'm talking about that I had on MySpace that was my mentor, he went by Mephisto. And the thing that's going to bother me is my friend Sabra was extremely close to this character too. And we don't know what this real person's name was. We only know him by Mephisto. And I made a character in his memory, wrote for the character myself. I even wrote for a character named Lucifer. I made him as David Draymond. People freaked out. How I wrote so well for him is I would listen to Disturbed when I wrote for David Draymond. And I would sit there and close my eyes, and when I would hear David singing, I would just sit there and embody him being Lucifer and embody just how his attitude and his characteristics would be. And then I would flow him to be Lucifer. And then everyone said just how I wrote Lucifer was so perfect. No one knew I was Lucifer. I told them it was a guy named Dave or David, because I didn't want no one, it was like a secret writer, because I didn't want to blow my cover, because people would flip out knowing how good of a writer I was, because I didn't want them knowing also I was writing romantically with my mom, because they would flip them out. And it's like, I wasn't, thinking my mom, I was trying to get kinky with my mom. No, that ain't it. I wasn't picturing my mom as the character. I was, I was writing a scene with the character, not my mother. That's what I was seeing. It's a book. You know what I'm saying? I'm not seeing myself doing, kinky things with my mom. I'm not that creepy. But I'm picturing roles. That's why I said I want to write the book myself, because it leaves questions that people will be like, why were you so comfortable doing that? It's like, because it's a character. I'm not seeing my mom. I'm seeing a character. As a writer, when you do things like Anne Rice, when she wrote stuff with her daughter, she didn't see, oh, I'm doing this with my daughter. No, she saw a character. So, same thing in return. You know what I'm saying? So, I wrote a lot of the characters myself, but I had to say it was other people because I didn't want people getting pissed off at me. because I didn't want people sitting there thinking, oh, this, that, and the other. And the reason why I'm coming out telling the truth now is because it's like, you know what? I'm going to be truthful. I'm not going to sit here and keep lying. I want to feel good and do something truthful myself, because I've always told people, tell the truth. I'm starting a new chapter in my life. I'm not going to come with drama in my life no more either, especially coming with my new books. I want to be a better person. I tell my kids, be honest, to go forward. And it also used to burn me when people used to say I had so much negativity, I had so much drama. And I never understood that either, because I always seen myself, because everyone, like my husband told me, I had so much light about me, I have so much positivity. And then I had other friends that told me I'm so negative, I'm so this. And it's like none of them ever stopped and asked me if that negativity was depression, if that negativity was my anxiety, if that negativity was my PTSD. Instead of them being good friends, none of them ever stopped and tried to comfort me, or then I stopped and go, you know what, they're not your friends. Because I had this one friend that had red hair. He's a guy. He lived here where I live in Temple, and he used to say the same thing. And I was going to take pictures for his LARPing group. And he's one of the ones that used to say that crap about me. And he was friends with my ex-best friend too. And I asked him, why did you unfriend me? He goes, because you got so much negativity on your page. And I'm like, how do I have so much negativity on my page? I'm like, okay. It's like, no one ever seems, and this is my thing too, in the world. If you see someone going through something and you're supposed to be their friend, stop being a self-righteous asshole or bitch. If you're really a true person and a real one, go talk to them. Get your head out of your own ass and go see what's up with them. I do it. I check on my own sisters. I check on my brother. It might not be 100 times because, like I said, I suffer with a lot of shit. Like I told my husband, another part of my book is I'm going to explain why people with PTSD, anxiety, depression, agorism that I have, why it's hard for us to open up. Agoraphobia. And I'm going to explain that. The trauma that we go through and why it's like people always want to, compare people to dogs. I'm going to make, that compared to a Rottweiler, a Doberman Pinscher, a Golden Retriever that's been abused, and they get adopted finally by a good person. They're always going to have that thing of nipping at someone because they're not going to always feel safe anymore. Even though they're getting petted and loved and they're getting great fed good food, and they're not getting abused, they're always going to have that terror, that phobia, that PTSD of, what if one day they hit me? What if one day they change their mind and they're going to beat me? What if they're going to be like my ex-owner? That's what it's like for a human. I'm not saying we're dogs, but it's almost like the same trauma. We can't 100% be like, okay, we can trust this person. We can't 100% let our guard down once we have that trauma, once we have that PTSD, once we have that depression, once we have that anxiety, once we have that agorism. It's there forever. And people think, oh, we can cure it. Then it's fake, honestly, if you think you can cure it. I'm sorry. It's a non-curable disease. It is a disease.
The agoraphobia of fear places.
Yeah, like
where you got abused at.
Agoraphobia. Mine is I'm fearful of everywhere I go. I have agoraphobia of vans. Every time I see a van, you can ask my kids. I literally shiver. My body gets so tight. I look like a shivering chihuahua that's in the middle of a hurricane. If I see a God blessed van, and if it's the van that looks like that mug's van, oh my God. And I'll tell you what it is. Agoraphobia. Fear of places and situations that might cause panic, helplessness, or embarrassment. Agoraphobia is an anxiety disorder that often develops after one or more panic attacks. It says treatment can help, but this condition cannot be cured. Chronic can last for years or lifelong, usually self diagnosable. Lab tests or imaging not required. So, yeah, sucks. And I mean, I could be in a restaurant, it triggers. I'm at Walmart shopping. Sweating. I'm sweating. I'm shopping at just a regular grocery store. I'm sweating. People make me nervous. I mean, I have empathy, okay? But the only thing is I pick up on energy naturally just because I'm an energy beacon. Okay? It's hard just to be normal, and people are like, "Oh, you're fine, just go out." I go out and I start flipping out. And it's like I sit there, I smile, and people are like, "Oh, you're sweating just because you're fat." No, I'm sweating because, like, right now, I'm not sweating. If I'm just doing this in public, I am dripping with sweat. My kids can tell you. And air conditioning's on wherever we're at, fans on and everything. I am dripping with sweat. My anxiety is going. I'm having a panic attack. My agorism is in full mode. It's real. And that's another part of the book I'm going to include because children go through this. That's another part that I'm going to explain with children because a lot of parents just shut it down thinking, oh, the child's just looking for attention and, oh, I'm going to ignore my child. My child just needs to grow up. My child's just being spoiled and blah, 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 blah. No, you need to be a better parent. Society also screws your kids up. So, I mean, there's going to be a whole lot of things I'm doing. A lot of parents ain't going to want to hear it. A lot of the schools ain't going to like it. But you know what? Tough shit. Tough titty, said the kitty, but the milk wasn't sour. So you're going to have to pay even if it ain't powder. I know that was crazy. Came up on that with a muff. Even though most of it is a real one, but I add the last part. Anyway, now the prices on the tarot card readings, they may vary depending. I may start teaching my kids with dealing with the tarot card readings. I have not had no complaints yet dealing with my tarot card readings. I do have a stalker. I don't know if he's going to start showing his head back up. I hope not. So depending if I have a lovely stalker show up when I'm doing tarot card readings, we may have a problem. He is a lovely troll. Sometimes he brings trolls with him. I hope he doesn't. I'm just hoping things go smoothly when I do start doing my tarot card readings because I do get a lot of nice people when I do tarot card readings. And we have a good time. I do a couple because I get, a lot of energy going and I get extremely tired. Because when I do readings, spirits come in and it's like the movie Talk to Me. Instead of me touching them, they're touching me because I'm the real deal. And they're just like, can I touch you? Can I touch you? And I'm just like, y'all mugs are draining the shit out of me. Do you mind? So yeah. So the move is in June. So I've got 3 months and I got a lot of packing to do. I got my garage. I got the kitchen. I still got a lot in the living room. I got to get my clothes done. Kids' room, a little bit more upstairs. But yeah. So that's going to be on the book. The supernatural books, I'll let y'all know when I can get those going. But the parenting book, hopefully, I don't know when it's going to be done. But when it is, I'll let y'all know. And if y'all are, curious about it, I'll give you updates on it. Let y'all know how it's going. I'm not going to print it out like I did the other one because that took up a lot of my printing paper. I'm going to try to get another printer so, I can print out things that I need not screw up my printer again. Because I helped out everybody that messed up my printer. So now I don't have a printer. So next year I'm hopefully gonna get a printer. And I'm gonna try to get some other stuff. I'm gonna like hopefully when we get moved, I'm gonna try to get another camera. I'm gonna try to get another mount for it. I'm gonna try to get a microphone jack, get another better microphone piece so it sounds a little bit more sharper. Try to get my computer worked on because I'm on my hubby's computer right now because my computer fan is jacked up at the moment because one of my lovely kitties was just like it's my mommy's computer and I need to mark it as mine, and I'm like
then the rest of them follow.
I'm like, okay, my cat really loves me. I'm like, okay,
Sister, is
so
that
I
your
have to
car?
kill my cat. But I
that your
didn't.
car?
I didn't kill my cat. Even though it's
No,
very
not yet.
tempting, because it's like I pay off this computer for nothing, you know, and it's an expensive gaming computer, to mind you. So it's just like, thanks for nothing, dude. You know, I pay off my computer, I pay off my cell phone, and it's like now I just got to finish paying off my washer and my dryer and my daughter's bed set, and then it's just like, and so now I'm gonna turn around and get me another damn computer. I'm gonna kill this damn cat.
Wait, what are you gonna do with the other one then?
I'm gonna keep it, just upgrade it, and use it as like a porting service. You know, like when I do my videos. But anyway, guys,
Ooh, you're gonna upgrade the memory?
hopefully, yeah, if I can try
There
to
you
upgrade. Anyway, if you guys have ideas for stuff that you would like me to see me do for videos, give me suggestions. I'm still gonna do movie reviews once I get moved because since I mentioned Talk to Me, that is a video I do want to review for y'all.
So there's so much copying.
Since someone's deciding to copy me on YouTube, and it's really freaking funny. It's someone I dissed and someone I used to follow, and now all of a sudden now they want to start doing movie reviews. Ha ha ha! Very funny. And it's like
Not Shay though. Shay is cool.
not Shay. I love Shay. I love Shay. I love Gothic Ma'am. Gothic Ma'am is my girl. That's my girl. I love Emily Boo. I love Shay. Those are my bitches. I'm not disrespecting when I say bitches. Bitches is cool slang. Okay, those are my girls. So I love.
I just remember that Shay does sometimes.
Oh shit! My hair looks stupid.
Occasionally, she
My hair.
does those. I just
So
remember that.
Gothic Ma'am, Toxic Tears, Emily Boo. Those are my girls. I like Manny. I love Jeffrey. Love Rich. I also like my hair to work with me when it needs to. I have a whole bunch of other people that I watch now. Who else do I watch? There's a new guy I watch that you guys, if you guys are gay supporters, there's one that you have to watch besides Rich. Hang on a minute, I will tell you who.
Is it Robert?
Not Robert. Hang on. Who is he? Trixie. You guys have to watch Trixie. Raleigh, of course.
Do you know Gizmo follows Trixie?
Ah, that is so cool.
Yes.
Wait. Chris Clemens is another one that y'all have to follow. Maddie Morphosis, yes. Brad Mondo. Who else? Juno
Juno.
Matt Cullen. You guys need to follow Matt Cullen. He is awesome. He's the one that I'm telling y'all about. He does amazing interviews, and they are, oh my God, like, they are very educational and they are very touching. And if you guys want information on the LGBT community and everything else, it is good to watch it, like, for real. It goes into like Mormon LGBT, Christian LGBT, everything they go through. It's educational, and it is very informative. So a lot of people think that, oh, the gays are this, the gays are that. It's very explanatory that people think that gay people have, all this other stuff and whatever. I'm gonna take off my makeup in front of y'all. I'm using actually Jeffree Star's Make Me Melt makeup remover. See? Hang on, let me do it right.
Let me see if it's focusing on it.
Hang on a minute. I'm gonna try to do it right.
Put your hand behind it.
There we go.
It's not focusing.
Hang on, I'm
on
trying.
it.
Hang on. Focus, you stupid camera. Hang on.
I don't see.
Give it a minute. It's gotta focus, y'all. This camera's stupid. It's special ed.
Let me see if I can like. I'm gonna turn the brightness. Maybe it's that.
Nah, it's not that. Hang on.
No, it's not. Never mind.
Let me see. Let's turn it around like this. And turn
I'm
it.
stupid.
There we go. Okay. Pause it, y'all. There we go.
I see it. I see it.
And then you can see it like that. Jeffree Star.
Oh yeah, I see it. I see it for a couple of seconds.
Like that.
Yeah, I see the whole.
And then you scoop it. Jeffree says you don't need a lot. And then I'll wash my face later. But I'm going to take off my war paint, as my grandpa used to call this. Granddaddy used to say, get your war paint off. Which I'm going to look weird now. So, yeah.
Alien.
Yeah, alien, right?
Isn't one of his collection named Alien?
Oh, yeah, the alien one. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm going to start doing a lot of the other stuff as soon as I get moved and get unpacked. I don't know how much of my stuff I'm going to unpack, since I don't know how long we're staying at the other address. Oh God, no, don't say that. Hand me toilet paper. I swear I'm not doing no bad face. I swear, y'all, I'm just taking off makeup. I swear. I just look like a weird person at the moment. I don't look like myself. I see the light. Hang on. How's that look?
Better.
I'm doing comedy, y'all.
Yeah, that side looks like.
Oh, shnikes. Comedy special again. Woo, shoot. It does take the makeup off. Oh my gosh.
It does, but the dark part of the makeup say, "I'm gonna make you look like you're doing something wrong."
I wasn't doing anything wrong, y'all. I was just seriously taking off my makeup. I swear. I swear. See, I was taking off my war paint. Like, for real. His stuff works good. Like, for real. Like, oh my
He
gosh.
is having a sale on some stuff, though.
Xander, can you go get me a wipe out of the bathroom real quick? So I can get the rest of this off?
Yeah,
Oh.
I suppose.
It's goopy!
Where?
Like on his TikTok shop,
Diaper wipe?
he's having a sale on his TikTok shop for new people.
Oh, cool. I don't do the TikTok.
And I think like in general.
Oh, dude.
Oh shit! Damn it! I drive my car all the way to the freaking water.
I'm getting stuff all over me.
Never let me drive because I'm gonna drown everyone.
Okay, never let you drive because you're gonna drown us all.
Elden Ring wrong. He hasn't leveled vigor yet.
Okay.
Did you just throw it?
Yeah, he threw it at me. How dare you?
Yeah.
Now I gotta get the rest of the goopiness off of me. It does feel like it feels like really crazy once you put it on, just to give you FYI. Because you're supposed to wash your face after you do this, but I'm just doing a quick wipey so I can talk to y'all. But it does.
It got inside on the side of your
Ooh. Well, I did have bronzer. Oh my god. And it still took off more. Look at that. Jeez Louise. It works good. No lie. It gets it all off. When it says it makes your makeup melt, it is not joking. And I had makeup on, y'all, like, not a lie. I put it on. Like, I packed it on, like, ugh. The Jeffree Star make me melt stuff works good. Without a lie. I gotta give props to my boy Jeffrey. He makes good products. And I had some good makeup on too, so it came off. I don't wear cheap makeup either. I wear expensive stuff, so
Where's my palette at?
Team Biden actually. I hate Trump. Everything about him, I hate him.
Who's this?
Who would do what?
Like I said, I don't do political actually because it's too argumentative. It's too negative to get political actually. That's why I don't get too political because I'm more of a rebel. And to me, what Trump's doing is very Nazi and it's very
It's child.
huh?
It's child.
Oh, the reason also is because he's not a very good person and he's actually against women and a lot of things he believes in is not good and he actually wants very bad things for our country and he actually lies about the stuff that he's going to do just so he can get in. And when he was in office, he did really bad things. And I remember the stuff that he did.
Is this an adult or is this a child? Because he has the stuff of a child. And he plays Minecraft.
Do you like it that you pay money to the government that you will just end up sending it? Actually, when he was in office, he was actually sending money to Putin. So you can ask that to the same question. Do you want to support someone that is a terrorist or not? I mean, Trump supports terrorists. He was friends with Kim Jong Un and Putin. So I think I'm cool with Biden 100% all the way because he doesn't support terrorists.
Mom, he may be Sleepy Joe, but he knows how to get the job done.
So, he's at, Biden is friends with one of the presidents I liked, which was Obama, and Obama got stuff done. And right now, Biden's having to clean up stuff that Trump did when he was in office. So again, I rest my case. I mean, we had one of the biggest wars here on U.S. soil because of Trump. We had God knows how much U.S. citizen blood spilled. No, he didn't, sweetheart. We had tons of black lives killed because of Trump, because of white people, and we did
He
not
hurts
have
girls
peace.
as well.
And then he also sexually assaulted a woman. He also did women trafficking. Trump is not a good person. So no, he does not need to be in office. He doesn't even really need to be in the United States. Anybody that supports Trump need to be sent out of the United States. So
Ku
no.
Klux Klan.
And he's also a member of the Ku Klux Klan. So is his mom and dad. So anybody that supports him is a bad person. I'm actually Native American. I'm Cherokee and Blackfoot. And people sit here that support him are colonizers. So I'm not about that. Like I said, I don't get in politics. They don't want to hear the truth. I'll put it straight out forward to y'all. Y'all don't want to hear it because it's bad. None of y'all remember what happened when he was in office. You don't want to hear it from true Native Americans. Yes, I'm straight up and I don't sugarcoat it and I'm not about to. And people need to understand what type of person he really is. And they need to open their eyes and pay attention to it. One, like he uses religion as a podium to get into the White House. When I was a little girl and when I was in church, they used to say keep religion and politics separate. It was even in the Bible when I used to go to church on Sunday that God said politics and religion are not to be, in the same circle. that you're not supposed to ever do that. That politics is in one area and church is in another area because they were supposed to be kept separate. Because God's law is different than, government's law. But we're supposed to honor government's law and we're all supposed to honor God's law. And a lot of people forget about that. See, I may be a witch, but I remember this shit. I'm also ordained as a minister, a Christian minister. I have my ordination and I'm supposed to get reordained so I can actually marry my son and my daughter. So, well, my future daughter-in-law, I should say. But people don't remember this stuff. And so he actually abuses.
I got different parents, just to clarify.
So he abuses that kind of stuff. And that's why oh, shoot, I need dinner. Charger.
For what?
Pooter.
That's not explaining what charger it takes.
Kat, do you remember where the charger is?
It's supposed to be down there.
Where?
This charger. I need a charger.
You're gonna have to end the stream.
No.
Yes, I'm actually a witch, though. I'm bloodborne. It's in my family. There's nothing wrong with witches, sweetheart. It's spiritual, though. I'm actually spiritually taught.
See, I found it.
My grandpa was a druid. So my grandpa was
This is
full-blooded
actually my
Irish,
charger.
and there's nothing wrong with it. I don't mutilate people. I don't sacrifice people. I actually teach. So yeah, I don't believe in anything like that. When they tell you that witches, self-sacrifice people, it's about
No, we don't.
sign a cross for yourself. What do you mean sign a cross? You think I was gonna hex you? Oh God, dude, no. I don't hex people unless they do something seriously wrong. And trust me, if I hex you, I literally, go ahead, baby. I have to go through a whole caboodle of things. I have to I have to talk to elders. I have to talk to deities. I literally have to actually get signs. So yeah, I'm not allowed to do that unless I get okays. And I actually do get signs. There's rules in our belief system and the spirituality. It's not religion, it's spirituality. It's actually stronger than religion because this predates religion. So it's a huge argument that I don't want to go into, but this is way older than religion. Yes, of course, people in religion, oh my God, no, it don't. Blah, blah, blah. I'm not going into it because I've studied this a lot longer. I mean, by the age of 12, I was starting to get out of religion. I was born and raised in an independent fundamental Christian Baptist church. Okay. The strictest of the stricts I was born and raised into. Okay. So when I say I understand how strict it gets, okay, this wasn't Southern Baptist. This wasn't off the hook. So I was in the most strictest Christian Baptist home that you could ever. Can you cast me a magical spell for financial success, love in the future? Okay, let me put you this way. A true will witch, I can do successful finance. Yes, that is something I can do. But a true witch will tell you no love spell. A lot of other witches that are bullshittery, they'll tell you, yeah, they could do a love spell for a certain amount of money. I don't do love spell, and I'll tell you why. You don't mess with fate. You mess with fate, fate messes back with you. And I'll put it to you this way. It'll mess with the caster and it messes with the person. So it'll be 100 times back on me and about 50% back on you. So it's not worth it. I've already done it for about 4 people and I've learned it's not fucking worth it. I've learned the hard way. I cast one for my ex-best friend and that was the worst one I ever did. It was for her to have my other ex-best friend fall in love with her.
How old is this kid?
Sweetheart, let me put it to you this way. Let me give you some good advice from someone that's been married. I got married when I was 20. I'm going to be 43 this year. Still with the same guy. Okay? Do the math how long that is. I've been with the same guy and I got with him when I was 19. Okay? 19 to 43. 20 something years. Let me give you some advice. Yeah. And I have 2 kids with him. Okay, sweetie? Now, if you really like someone, and if it's really real, it's going to happen. If they're meant to be in your life, and it's really, really real, and fate has it in store for you, it's going to happen. And it's going to work in the most mysterious, magical, phenomenal way. And I've told this to my daughter-in-law, my husband, and me. It was magic. And it's phenomenal. And nothing's going to separate you. Things will try, but you're going to be together. Maybe, you all get separated for a little bit, but you'll come back together. Nothing's going to keep y'all apart for too long. You will always come back to one another. I mean, things try to get my husband and me separated, but we never separated. I mean, he's a Pisces and I'm a Scorpio. We're both water signs. And the weird thing is, he literally embodies the whole 12 signs of the horoscope.
Oh yeah, my bad.
And me, we're both like, we match completely. And people are like, but no. Pisces and Scorpios were phenomenally matched. If people think we're completely like different, no, we're not. When he's with me, he's so talkative and so hyper and so crazy. And people are like, but oh my God, he's so quiet. I'm like, that's because he doesn't know you. He's very like untrustworthy of people. He's like a shy cat when he doesn't know people. He's like, I mean, like his friends call him Silent Bob. Like from the movie Jay and Silent Bob, they call him Silent Bob. And I think it's funny because I'm like, dude, I've seen that movie. I know who Silent Bob is. I was like, oh my God, they're calling him Kevin Smith. They're calling him Kevin Smith. It's just, she's like a lady from high society, and I'm not definitely anywhere near that. Sweetheart, that's like Lady and the Tramp. That's like the oldest love story of all time, sweetheart. Yes, it can work. It doesn't matter. That's like the oldest, that's like, high society and the boy across from the tracks. It can work. It does not matter. I mean, it could definitely happen. I mean, it doesn't matter rich or poor or whatever. If it's love, it's love. I mean, it doesn't matter where you come from or, whatever. I mean, that's why they always say in your wedding vows, for richer or for poor, for sicker in health, to death do you part. It's a love. That's literally a written love spell. People don't know that your wedding vows is a love spell. It's a binding spell. You're binding yourself to one another. And yeah, and you're holding hands. It's a self-binding. So that's why I'm doing my son and my daughter's wedding. I'm actually doing them an Irish wedding binding. So you're binding yourself to one another. So, if it's really love, you don't judge one another. I mean, because, I came from a really, women love stability though and everything, but right up now I'm not really stable. All I do consistently is work out, do boxing, and pretty much it. Let me put it to you this way. Not all, I mean, some women like stability, yeah, but believe it or not, we like guys that can make us laugh. If a guy can make us laugh, that is a lot. I mean,
Goo gaga.
funny is everything. We like someone that we can spend time with, someone that can understand us, someone that doesn't take us for granted, someone that listens to us, for Christ's sake. My husband, number one, is my best friend. He's my other best friend. And yeah, stability is everything, but they can always come next. It's not always the main important. Because see, my husband now, he's stressing out about stability. Now he's stressing out about it. And in our 40s. And I'm like, babe, we'll get there. We'll get, like the song by John Bon Jovi, "Living on a Prayer." We'll make it someday. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's not something that you have to stress out about. And that's what I keep trying to tell him. It'll get there, just like the old movie, you build it, they'll come. You know what I'm saying? But it takes time. It takes money. It takes effort, but you don't gotta rush it. and all good things, they come. But you also have to have patience. You got to have kindness. Like fine wine, like good grapes make a fine wine. But sometimes grapes take time to come good, to have that sweetness, to make the best wine. Because if you rush a grape, what happens? It gets bitter, it gets nasty, and then it makes a
Tastes like
bitter
shit.
wine. So you can't rush a grape because it's going to make the worst wine. You sound like my oldest son. I want to get rich. My oldest son is in his 20s. Both of my sons are actually in their 20s, believe it or not. Being rich isn't everything, sweetheart. I mean, that's everybody's dream. Okay, you can't buy happy. Exactly, you can't buy happiness.
If only that was it.
And potentially get her hands in 20s as well, sweetie. Let me put it this way:
Stick your
if this is it. If you have money, you're never gonna know if she loves you or what's in your wallet. Like the commercial, what's in your wallet?
She might just want you for your money.
She might only want what's this.
That's called a gold digger.
So yeah, a gold digger. So what you need to know is if she's gonna love you while you have nothing, because then. Exactly my point. What if she'll do that? You need to know if she loves you while you're good and while you're like you are. Because if she accepts you while you're comfortable while you are, and you don't need to be scared, just be comfortable. I mean, in everything in life, it's like getting a new job, like my son, you know? It's scary putting in a new application at a job because you don't know if they're going to give you a call back for an interview. You don't know if they do interview, if the interview is going to go smooth. It's like in anything in life. Everything is scary for that first step. So you got to take everything in life the same way. So you got to just go with the flow with everything.
Yeah.
Like how the creek flows, how the river flows. Go with the flow. Just be calm with it and just let it go.
Make it flow. Make it flow.
Just don't be scared, because I'm the one that asked my husband out. I beat him. I was actually like, he said 30 to 60 seconds, like right before he asked me out. Me, I'm not about to miss a good thing before it happens, because I've snoozed on good things before. And I'm like, you know what? No.
If only I was like that.
Orientation day, then after that, the training period will start. See?
Yeah, that's good.
That's good. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Congratulations. I hope you get it, dude. I hope you land it. That would be really good for you, man. Heck yeah. That'd be awesome. But you know what?
Best orientation.
You're welcome. Heck yeah. So best thing you can do is go with the flow, talk to her, see where you stand, check your standings, but don't rush it. That's what I've always taught my boys. Never rush anything. Just go slow. Take a breath. Your heart's always going to be rushing. You're going to be shaky. You're going to be nervous. You're going to be all, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You're always going to have the jitters. Yeah. You're always going to have the jitters, because even, my daughter-in-law and my son were nervous.
Disappointing you.
Yeah, she was my friend. The funny thing, my daughter-in-law was my friend, and they were scared of disappointing me because they were already like going out, and they were like, "Oh my God, we can't tell mom. We can't tell mom." And they're like, "We gotta tell mom."
To tell you first, but I was scared of disappointing.
She was worried about disappointing me, and I'm like, "Oh my God, that's so cool." I was like, I had a funny feeling y'all were gonna hook up anyway. I already knew they were. I already had a feeling. I knew it in my gut. I was like, they're gonna start dating. I know it. Yep. I knew it. I'm like, they're gonna jive. I know it because they have so much in common. Because I knew it because I could sense it. I have that feeling. And so you just gotta just go with it. If you sense it, normally people have a natural sixth sense. Your third eye, I call it. Most people have it. And if you get in tune with it, you can pick up on a vibe from someone. You can feel if they're like, yeah, I'm digging this, or like, if you're feeling that skid mark of the back up. If you feel like the brakes hitting, slow down. But you feel the yeah, keep going, but slowly. Inch into it. Inch. That's what I've always taught my boys. Go inch by inch. Don't go like you're driving like a freaking, Maserati. You know, do it like you're driving a family car, a nice family car, like a sporty family car, but not so fast. You want to ease into it comfortably where everybody's comfortable. It's got a nice air conditioner, nice sound system where everybody's feeling the vibe, everybody's comfortable. Not a problem. I mean, I give good advice. That's what I love doing. That's why I tell people never judge a book by its cover. You know what I'm saying? You have fun. You get good advice. You know what I'm saying? Everybody have fun around here. We get a pizza. We get a mozzarella stick around here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where that came from, but I'm a dork. I'm a fun witch. What can I say? We have a fun around here. Hey,
Except you're welcome.
We're welcome. What can I say? I watch kid movies. I can't help it. Yes, I watched Moana. I can't help it. Yes, I watch Disney. I watch Pixar. I don't just watch scary movies. Well, I'm gonna go now. It's been great talking to you. Next time, I'll be honest. All right, then. Good luck with everything. I wish you the best, buddy. You have a good night. All right. It was great
Good
talking to you.
luck.
My daughter says good luck. All right, guys. I think I told y'all everything. Thank you. I appreciate it, man. I took off my war paint. And I need to go wash my face. Oh, oh my God. All right, guys. So, y'all got to see me give advice too and help out someone, which is cool. I do this too so I can give advice. I love giving advice and make my husband's computer dirty with makeup. And sorry, y'all got to see my head, my big forehead. Well, it's not that, well, yeah, it's big. It's about,
No, it's not.
it's 4 fingers big.
It's not.
Now look at
You
this
start from
hairline.
your widow's peak,
Yeah,
and then that's where you start counting from.
it feels big. I got like
No, it's not. You start.
3 fingers length.
You see,
Almost 4.
I have what from my widow's peak all the way to. There's my eyebrows. 4.
Yeah, just like me.
You got 3.
I have 4.
You got 3.
Oh my God. All right, guys. I need to go wash my face and decompose. And, I hope y'all enjoyed, the debauchery, the funness. And yeah. If anybody wants to know of the conversation I was having, it was in the chat bar, which I normally do have the chat bar up where y'all can see what was going on. I do give advice for people that do want to talk to me at times. I do like giving advice. I do like talking to people. I do like helping out. For other people, when the video ends, if you want to drop
They're
me,
still watching because there's 2 people watching.
Okay.
There's me and someone else.
When the video's done and I do post it up where it's solid posted, if anybody wants to ask me a question in the comments, like from reading the details or whatever, you could post me a comment. Like if you have questions, suggestions, or whatever have you, just don't leave no negativity, like no hate or whatever.
I will filter it.
I'd appreciate no hate. My daughter does help me with the filtering because, positivity goes a long way. Negativity really doesn't need to be needed, which I know some of my things are very strongly opinionated, but you got to understand everybody has a right for their own opinion. I respect everybody's opinion because everybody has a right to their own opinion. I get that, but I try to have everybody understand where mine's coming from because, like I said, open your eyes and do some research before you hate on someone else's. Mine, I've fully done a lot of research on mine. So if you're going to come at me with something, be prepared that I have researched everything I've done on mine. So it's not that I'm falsely saying something. I have done my homework. So if it ain't something I've done homework on, if you're coming at me, then I may go do homework. But if it's something that I full-heartedly know, then yeah, there has been some things in the past that I have deleted that, like I said in the past, I have fully been brought into some very hateful things that I was made an ass out of, that I have fully apologized to the people. That was a community that
Someone keeps coming.
that I apologized to them openly. It was a whole group of people, which I got harassed by one individual. And I hope those people still understand that I'm fully sorry about that. I had befriended a few of the
Ooh,
big stompers, the
Mario.
big presidents of the group, because I was asking questions and I was very curious about, how it all started, why it was founded, why they feel the way they do, because I had never heard of anything like that, because it was brought to me by an opposing group that I wasn't aware of. So I was kind of targeted, and it's almost like a news article thing. Like I was almost like a female Rich Lux in a sense of speaking. And it kind of ticked me off, because it's like when you're brought to something and it seems really negative, that's the only negative thing I did do. And I fully opened up and said I was sorry. And it's still on my page, actually. I left it there, the apology, and I've never removed it, and I'm not going to remove it. Because when I make a mistake, I fully admit I make a mistake, and I will openly say it, just like I did tonight about my writing before when I did on MySpace. And I will openly admit it. I made a mistake when I was first young doing my YouTube on here, and someone brought something to me because I was talking about poly relationships. And yeah, this was crazy because I was ticked off because of the vampire group we have down in Austin. And I talked about a specific vampire that I got very upset with, because luckily he got removed from the Vampire Council and removed from the Vampire Court, as I understand it, because him and his wife did a no by sex shaming another main court leader. And that person got moved up in court, the way I understand it. And it was just a whole bunch of debauchery and drama. But to me, I made a post about polyamorous, that I just didn't understand the whole poly thing, and that I really don't support it. And I made a whole video about it. And this chick came and told me about a specific community, and I don't know what that community had to do with poly anyway, but she told me to go check out this group, and I did. And that's what got me so ticked off. And I was reading it, and that's when my mom lived here. And that's what brought me into making the stupid video I made. And I made an ass out of myself, and it was horrible. And I admit, it was one of my most heated videos I had made in my life. And I had got a lot of hate, I admit. I had got a lot of negative comments. I had a dude in there cussing me out from one end to another. He was shaming me from one end to another. He didn't know me from Adam. I was just talking about how I felt in general as a female, reading, the articles that I had read. Not personally knowing these individuals. I was just saying how I felt reading the articles, and I was just trying to express how I felt. And just, it made me feel horrible as an individual, is what I was trying to express. And it probably came off very wrong to them, because they've had it rough themselves, because a lot of them have experienced abuse, and they have, experienced things that they shouldn't have experienced. And I should have thought about that in the long run. And it was very wrong of me not to think of stuff that they had to go through, that brought a lot of them, the more mature ones, they've had to go through a lot of crap, and I didn't think about it. But there's a lot of younger ones that were flat out dicks. I could just say that they just want to bash people that way. that I'll openly say. But the more older ones that were mature, that I can honestly say, they have their reasons, and I respect them highly. But the more younger ones that haven't really gone through anything like the older ones need to get a cap on the younger ones because they're making them look bad. And I'm not shaming them by no means necessary, and I'm not going to. I'm just making a preemptive comment that is a mature comment as now a more understanding adult of the situation, that they do need to try to control the group mass if they're claiming that title, because they are a community. And being in a community, if you're having one claim you and they're going out just because, and just, you know, doing it out of just to be heinous and hateful and to be grimy and just to do it, it could cause STDs. It could, I mean, I know this is kind of, people are going to be asking questions, but please don't. I don't want the shit to start again, but I'm explaining just a little bit to be blunt as I can, but I'm not going to go too far into it. But supposedly some of them say that they wear condoms, but I don't think a lot of them would, because condoms will, nullify the feeling. I know that for a fact. So, I know it's a bunch of bull, so they can't say that that's what they're doing. But it's going to cause a lot of issues, and we're having enough issues as it is in our country that we don't need the shit going on. So they need to put a cap on the community and teach these younger ones, like, hey, you need to make more of a conscious awareness choice that you're making, because you're making the community look bad. We understand that we say we do this, this, this. They need to make, I know that they don't want to have rules. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that. But to be honest, it does. I mean, both sides of the communities, they do need to kind of be self-aware of what's going on, because both sides are going to cause issues. And it kind of already is if the groups are still around, which I think that they are. And just like swingers, for instance, and the poly groups, I think that they need to put caps on them, because they talk about pregnancies and shit. And I know I said I was going to end this video, but this is something I wanted to cap on for a whole minute. They talk about unwanted pregnancies and all this, and we have all these people just out just wanting to bang, and people that are nymphomaniacs. They really need a cap on these people, like, seriously. I'm like,
There's medicine to make them less horny.
they need to, like, get a non-active sex drug and give it to these people, like, for real. I know a lot of people that need this drug, like, for real.
I know someone personally.
It's like, so they quit, like, going around. I mean, like, these, let's get you in a group of nymphomaniacs and talk about why you're a nymphomaniac and try to help you. No, that's not helping. That gets them where they want to, mess around with everybody in the group. It's like, that ain't helping nothing. I mean, I watched a movie, which I think it was with Will Ferrell, which was kind of funny. He was going to a group meeting with a bunch of nymphos, and it was that ice skating one. It was really funny. I forgot the name of it. I think it was Blades or something with Blades, and it was with the guy that played Napoleon. God, I forgot the name of it. I own it. It's a comedy, but he played in the character, but he had to go to the nympho class, and I was just like, oh my god, I couldn't quit laughing.
What was the actor again?
Hang on, I can find it. Hang on.
There's a lot.
Will.
I have a lot of his movies.
Here I got it. Movies. It is called not Barbie. Not as
Barbie got
you.
him a lot of money.
Blades of Glory. That one. Blades of Glory.
That
Yes, he actually had to go to a sex class because he had too much sex supposedly, and they were all sitting there going around in a circle and talking about all the issues they were having, and the more they would talk, the more hornier everybody got. I was like, yeah, they do this stuff thinking it's gonna help people not want to be sexually active, and I'm like, no. Y'all just need to give them a non-sexually active drug to make them where they lose their sex drive a little bit, because they say, oh, you need to be sexually active. You need to at least have sex twice a week. I'm like, and people need to be having babies. I'm like, okay, first you say the world's overpopulated, and then you say it's underpopulated. Y'all need to make up your damn mind. Which are we, over or underpopulated? Make up my mind. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to get, my uterus taken out and my ovaries taken out. And I know that's a bit of TMI, but they're telling us women what we can't do. I didn't know I was in brides, whatever, that one dealing where, we all had to wear the weird freaking hat and the weird thingy. And we're all going to sit here and one woman per every house, and we're going to have to sleep with one man, and we're going to get tied down to a bed. Oh, hell no, we're not doing that. No. I ain't doing that TV show. Y'all can kiss my ass. I'm already fixed. So, I'm going to have to go out to a village with a bunch of women and, die of some weird disease. Good God help me. But anyway, the thing I'm trying to make a point here is, I think society needs to crack down on that, because it feels like we're getting more back into almost early 90s to where we're getting back to being too overly sexually active. We were slowing down a bit, but now we're getting too high again. And I think that we need to decrease again, because it's like there's too much and people are going to be like, why are you complaining about it? It's like, it's not that I'm complaining about it. It's because, the whole thing I was talking about earlier about like kids being forced to have babies when they're being raped. Why are little kids being raped to begin with? Why? Why? Why are little kids being raped? Why can't you go have sex with an adult person? If you can't have sex with an adult, go get you a bottle of Vaseline and get you some tissues and handle your issues. Okay? A little kid does not need to suffer because you have needs that cannot be met. You sicko. Okay? And then, like I was talking before about the two communities I offended. I don't want nobody bothering anybody. Okay? It's just, I was just making a preemptive thing about talking to the younger ones, because the younger ones were the ones that were being the most disrespectful. And it's not that like I didn't ask for it. Yeah, I was jumping the gun, talking some heavy shit. I admit, and I did say this in the video before, but it's something that I want to bring to the floor about the younger generation on everything. It's one thing I was guilty of when I was younger too. And it's one thing I've taught my kids is don't go running your mouth unless you can't back it up. Because it's one thing about a lot of young people, especially being young and dumb about opening your mouth. Like it's like a loaded gun. You pop off a bullet and you end up popping it off at someone and you don't know what's going to happen. It's like you need to understand, being young and dumb. I mean, yeah, it's fun and true, but you can cause a lot of damage. I mean, because a lot of people don't understand. You can say the wrong thing to someone, but that could be also someone's life you end at the same time. And you have to be careful of what you do to someone, because someone like in my case, where I suffer with excessive depression, excessive anxiety, excessive PTSD, excessive agorism, It's not cool when you say stuff. No, it's not fun saying. It could cause someone to die. So it's not fun. So you don't need to be a bully. You don't need to be a troll. You need to watch your mouth.
Who said it's fun?
So that's one of those things of if you think it's fun, then you need to be taught a lesson and you need to get your butt spent over someone's knee and get your butt spanked because you didn't get taught manners as a kid. That's what that's called. It's called, be respectful. Oh, okay, my bad. I fully apologize. I'm sorry. I thought you were being a bully. Sorry.
Oh, their name is Baking is Fun.
Baking is fun. I so baking is fun. Okay, same true. Okay. I thought you were saying it was fun. I just didn't notice your name. Oh my god. Okay, I got you. You like cooking. Oh my god. That's another thing I need to do. I need to cook. I need to make cooking videos. I'm a good cook. I'm a chef. That would be fun. My kids love it when I cook. I need to make some good videos with cooking too. My daughter wants me to make chicken. Okay, but anyway, I didn't mean to be all sassy. I'm sassy when it comes to that. I'm sorry. The 40 something in me is all like, no, you need to learn your manners. Pardon me. That's a southern. Oh my god. I've been in Texas too long. I need to get out. I need some Delta to calm me down. Yes, give me. Hold on a minute while I partake in my vape. Hang on. They can't get mad at this. This is not bad stuff. It's just Delta. Calms down all the bad stuff. But anyway, like I was saying though, thank you. I appreciate that. Well, I guess I'm truly Southern because I was born in Oklahoma. So yeah, I guess I'm truly Southern. Yeah. Even though I hate it, I hate the heat. I'm naturally warm. It sucks. I like it cold. I can't deal with the heat. Me and the heat are like motherfucker. I'm boxing with the heat all the time. It's like, man, I need it like 68 all the time, or I'm in a bad mood. It's like, nah. It's like, hell nah. Hell to the nah. But the thing I was like trying to get across though, younger people, I would say the ones that like with my kids, since luckily I taught my kids, like I can honestly say, I think the worst part of my age is probably about 18 to probably about 12. And I think that's with everybody, honestly, because that's when our mouths are the worst, our attitudes are the worst. We think we're the bowdiest. We think nobody can beat us. We think we can talk the most crap. We can beat the most crap. And even in our 20s to a point, especially if we haven't had good parenting. And that's where I get mad at teachers. That's where I get mad at parents. That's why I get, mad at social people. Because it's like if a lot of youngins, cheering, don't have, good, strong upbringings, I'm 19 and you are halfway true about that. I was raised very different. Yeah. I mean,
That's life for you.
Yeah, I was raised actually by my grandpa mostly. And my grandpa was born in 1921. So I was raised extremely old fashioned. And for me to be on, I'm going to be 43 this year. People say I act way older than my age, that I'm extremely old soul. My mama don't play around. Yeah. Like my boys, they know when I hit a certain tone, they're like, yeah, that's mama. I mean, I don't even have to really hit them.
For that time, I look at those Hoosier.
We don't do no tomato.
My
No.
dad wasn't even from this country, and he hit that note. I'm like,
yeah. Even my daughter-in-law was when her dad hit a certain note, she knew. So She knows when I get to a certain way, she's like, Mama ain't playing. Kids nowadays are raised by not parents, but their mom or dad's friends. Yeah, 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 that is true. I mean, like half the kids that like my kids' friends, like I actually took care of most of the kids around because the parents that were around were mostly alcoholics. They were on drugs. So well, actually, no. One of the parents, I actually was friends with her older son, and she was actually a good mama. She was like my adopted mama at a certain point. So she was like my mama. So her baby son was friends with my kids, which was crazy that I was friends with her son, and then she had a son young enough to hang out with my kids. So that was actually kind of funny. So I actually sometimes would watch her son so she could have a break so he would come out and hang out with my kids because he was, young enough to hang out with my kids.
Yeah, it's so funny because I forgot them already. So that was pointless.
Yeah, that's true. Well, see, the thing is, I've learned a way, and this is a good, if parents can actually learn the method I did, I can actually have like a friendship with my kids, but I can also parent them at the same time. That's how my grandpa did it. My grandpa actually did a way where he could sit down and talk to me and educate me, but also be a friend because he gave it that way where he gave me a floor to talk to him where I was comfortable and I had someone where respected me and I could get on that level, but I didn't even have to get a spanking. He had me where I was that fearful because I respected him, I loved him, and I did not want to disappoint that man. I mean, one time he came after me to spank me, and man, I was so fearful, I almost peed myself. I was like, hell no. Nah. I'm like, I would rather piss myself than have you spank me. I'm like, no. And he was almost in tears at the thought of spanking me. And that even got me more scared. I never seen my grandpa almost in tears. So having my grandpa being in tears to almost spank me, that brought me to my knees. And my grandpa was like my father. So it was everything to me. I mean, he was my hero, he was my everything, and that's what most kids nowadays need. He was actually in World War II in Korea. He was General MacArthur's private chef. I knew a lot of things about my grandpa, which I teach my kids about every day. I keep his memory alive. He's no longer alive. He died in 2000. I miss him every day. And it sucked. My oldest son was fixing to turn one like 2 months later, right after he passed away. It's okay, sweetheart. Thank you. And I mean, he taught me everything in parenting. So he gave me the strong parenting aspects that I needed. So that's what, like I was talking about earlier about, my book and parenting that I wanted to do because a lot of, younger parents don't have the education in parenting and neither, like, I think the kids that are coming up nowadays. So if I get my book done as soon as I want to get it done this year or next year, possibly, I think it might help out a lot of younger youth and coming up, and that's what inspires me to do it. Yeah, father figures and mother figures, and it's bothersome, and that's what triggers me, because I feel that kids need a lot of that, and a lot of parents, they are so selfish that they don't realize that children didn't ask to be put here. The parents put the kids here on this plane, and kids, they don't, and this is what I try to even tell my mom. My dad, she took me away from my dad because they got divorced and they had a rough relationship and whatnot. Thank you, baby. And they had it rough, so I didn't go into it and I didn't ask. So a lot of parents, they tend to forget, that kids didn't ask to be here. And they need to remember that every day that they brought them here by what they did. And kids are not mistakes. Kids are miracles. Kids are blessings. Yeah, very true. And to me, I feel that the parents should be happy for what they created, because a lot of parents that would be great parents are sitting crying because they want to have children. Like with me, I wasn't supposed to have kids, and I have two kids, and I have a future daughter-in-law that, is going to marry my son, which I'm grateful for every day. And I'm glad for the kids that I have. Yeah, I had an injury and I have endometriosis, and I wasn't supposed to have kids. And by the miracle of everything, I had kids, and I have two, and I'm glad that I do. And, I'm grateful each day that I have them. And, the doctors were like, well, you can have more. I'm like, no, two's good enough for me. I mean, I've had tons of miscarriages. I mean, I got kicked in the stomach, which might have, caused more injury. I lost twins when I got kicked by my mom's ex. And that was right before I had my youngest. So, and that was a boy and a girl. And I literally got to see the fetuses at the hospital. I had to take one fetus with me that fell out in the toilet. They were in separate embryos, which was really weird. They weren't in the same sac, which was strange, but they were attached, which one came detached completely in the toilet, which freaked me the hell out. And, which, the nurse said that's never happened, which they don't understand what happened. So I was kicked so hard that it detached. Are you okay?
Kinda, but now there's a hole in my pajamas.
Oh,
I
it
can
ripped
sew
you?
back up.
Yeah, no, I'm hurt from that a little bit. You heard it?
Yeah.
It's from my pajamas.
Oh my gosh.
Look, there's the hole right here.
Oh my god. I thought I moved it enough.
No, he was the one who put it there. Yeah, he was the one who put it there.
I mean, kicking, I think, is the easiest way, to get rid
What
of
is it
them.
with abusive people in this
I mean, my
world?
mom's ex he was really a punk, and I was going to tell my mom I was pregnant that day with my twins. And what I used to do when I lived with my mom, I had a queen size bed that I used to live in the living room floor when I lived with my mom. And oh,
She got laid.
that's good. I was 18, and okay. Um I had the bed on the floor, and I had it pressed against the couch. I was laying on the edge of the bed that was way far out on a queen size bed. He came in trying to wake me up. He had steel toed boots on. I mind you, steel toed boots, and he was going to work. He kicked me in the stomach so hard that I flew from the edge of the queen size bed all the way to the other side of the back of the couch. I bounced off the back of the couch and flew to the middle of the bed. Immediately, I felt excessive pain, and I felt something just flooding out into my underwear. I started excessively bleeding. That's when I rushed to the bathroom, and one of the twins came dislodged. And they were like, they didn't understand why it wasn't in the same fetus bag. They seen that the fetus bag busted. And I was like, I was pissed. So they had to clean me out at the hospital and everything. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah. I see the thing. Okay, baby, I love you.
I love you more.
Night, sweetheart.
Love you, baby.
I said my
Love
oldest
you
is
more.
getting ready for bed. He's got to go work.
Hey, come here.
I'm out.
I'm sorry about that, sweetheart, that you had to witness that. It's not something fun to witness. I mean, it is horrible that people have to witness stuff like that. I mean,
How?
my oldest at that time was a year and a half, almost two. And then when I had my youngest, my oldest had just turned 3. Yeah.
2001.
Yeah, he was fixing to be 2, going on 3. Yeah.
I know, because May. you
Yeah,
said it
Adrian was
like-
2, and then he turned 3.
Yeah, the
'Cause-
following year, 2002 happened.
Yeah.
So he
was 2. He was already 2. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Right?
Adrian was already 2 then. Yeah.
Because you told me it was like somewhere around like June.
Yeah, it was in the
Last May,
summer when it
somewhere.
happened. Yeah, because Adrian was already 2. That's right. Yeah, so he was already 2. Yeah. Yeah, so my oldest was already 2. And then the next year happened. That's when I told my mom when I was pregnant with my youngest what had happened. Because he was already trying to stress me out to where I was going to lose my youngest. And my husband was like, no, you're not causing her to lose this one. And that's when my mom was like, what? And that's when I was like, yeah, Mom, he kicked me in the stomach. And you would have had twin grandkids if it wasn't for him. And he was like, what? I didn't do nothing. What are you talking about? I'm like, Mom, you want to go talk to the doctors? I said, it's on the hospital file. I got kicked in the stomach. They seen my stomach. My stomach was already turning black from how hard it kicked me. You can see the boot imprint on my stomach. It was horrible. And I even told my mom, they took pictures of my stomach. They were wanting me to press charges. And she's like, why didn't you press charges? I said, they were wanting me to. They were actually wanting me to press charges, get him put in jail, everything. And I said, Mom, I didn't do it because he was your damn husband. You would have flipped out. You would have told me, why did you do that? You know, we're going to be homeless, blah, blah, blah. And she was this type of a person at that time. She would have took his side at that time because she always took his side. And she told me she didn't. My husband, if he was here right now, he'd have been like, yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. And the thing is, she's changing now, but she doesn't remember her doing all that. And I'm like, you don't want to remember that because it was bad. No, he's gone now, thankfully. It took me, she tried to say it was her, but he was always scared of cops. And it took me calling the cops and the cops saying that if he didn't leave, he was going to jail. And she said it's because she threatened to kill him. He wasn't scared of her. He even told me he wasn't scared of her. He was about ready to kill her. He wasn't even scared of her. He had a life insurance policy on her, me, my husband, and my kids. He was planning to kill every single one of us. He got in a car accident on purpose with me and the van trying to kill me. I am somewhat injured thanks to him. My back is permanently screwed up. So is my hip.
Someone.
You got my
You
back.
are.
My back is actually more screwed up as I've gotten older, thanks to him. Because the vehicle hit me on the side, and I had to reach over and push his knee down because he was going slow through a green light. I seen the light; it was green. He was trying to argue with me, saying the light was red. It was raining. And I sat there and I thought about it in my head. I played out the crash in my head. I saw the light. It was green. I told him to go because he always told me, watch the light for him. Tell him when to go. I do this for my husband even. I tell my husband that my husband's a truck driver. He has a Class A CDL. He actually drives for a big company out here where we live. I've actually kept my husband from losing his license. I don't know how many times. So, and my husband's had his CDL for same years that we've been together since I was 19. So, the light had turned green. I told him to go. I looked this way. There was no cars coming. No cars were there. I looked back. Not even 10 seconds later, a car right here just appeared out of nowhere. Out of nowhere. And was just right here. And I told him, speed up. And then he just turns at me, goes as slow as he can. What? Retarded as hell. He was stupid. And I'm not making fun of special needs people because my kids have disabilities. So I'm just saying, mentiroso, stupid. And mentiroso, what does mentiroso mean?
Liar.
Liar. Well, yeah, he is a liar. But just every bad word I can think of in Spanish.
You can also call him a hablador.
Oh, believe me, I want to call him every word. Yeah. And so, I literally, because he was being stupid, I had to reach over, slam his knee down on the gas pedal. And he didn't want to do it. He was fighting me because the car would have slammed right into my door. And it was. And that would have hit my hip. It would have hit my rib. I would have had internal bleeding. I played it all out in my head exactly how it would have happened. I possibly would have died. So me doing what I did, it hit. Maybe that was, or it was Day. So it hit the side and the rear of the van because I sped it up quicker.
What's going on, sister?
Oh yeah, that thing.
And then I get out because he stops after it hit us. I get out trying to go to the car to check on the person. The person starts trying to go after hitting us.
Hit and run.
That seems weird to me. Why do they want to do a hit and run? That seems really sus to me. Very suspicious behavior. So I start running towards them. He starts calling me, trying to stop me. I'm like, fool, why are you trying to stop me?
You do know.
He's like, get your ass back here. I'm like,
the games,
fool, why are you trying to stop me? So I get back to the van and I'm cussing him out like, why are you trying to stop me? I said, I need to go check on that person. One, I need to make sure they're okay. They're not bleeding. I need to get their, their stuff. I need to tell them not to leave the scene of the crime. He's like, I don't have the insurance on the van. I'm like, Mom's going to get it tomorrow. It's fine. The cops will understand. He flees the scene of the crime, weirdly enough. He will not stop. And I'm like, this is too weird.
You should have stopped.
I even told Mom, and I was like, okay, I need to tell Mom I'm going to the hospital. I'm starting to hurt. He turns to me and goes, if you go to the hospital, I'll fucking kill you. I'll kill the kids, and I'll kill your mom, and I'll kill Jacob. And I'm like, you did not. And he's threatened to kill us before. This time he was dead serious because he pinned me against the van door. And I'm like, bitch. And my mom, every time I was about to leave, she threatened to take my kids away with CPS. And I was like, I had to go through this. My mom kept, making me think I was a bad mom. So I would have to stay and deal with all this. And then the reason why we got hit is because I was working with the carpet cleaning business that they had. I was part owner in the business, so I was supposed to get a certain part of the ownership. And I even told her, I said, do you understand he threatened me, Mom? And she's like, what? I'm like, he threatened to kill me again. And I mean, I was literally at my apartment at this time with my husband and my kids. I was literally sitting up in my computer chair with pillows everywhere. I could not even hardly walk. I'm going to be getting on disability soon, hopefully, because of, the depression, PTSD, and everything else. And I've literally been banged up so much. I've got both my ankles broke. I have 2 dislocated shoulders that I cannot fix. So, this is like the movie Stepfather, but 1,000 times worse. But he never adopted me. And she kept telling me I had to call him Dad. Huh. I'm like, okay, this is gaslighting, but beyond worse. This dude is psycho. And then I had to tell him to make him
like somebody's watching me. I can't get no privacy.
And no, he's not. He gets near me, he's gonna go to jail. He's going to go to jail this time. I'm going to press charges. He's going to jail. I'm going to press charges for what he did to my kids because my kids finally got memory. I'm not going to go into I've already touched on what he did to my kids. But he's done some bad stuff to my kids, to me. I'm done. If he tries to get near us,
Mom,
for what?
I said, hi, sister.
He said hush woman.
Are you gonna go give that to your brother?
Yes.
You better, because I gave that to your brother.
Yeah, what'd you expect? He told me to come and get it.
Oh, okay. I'm like, you better not be stealing your brother's money.
You didn't say
And then put
sister,
this
you
in the
said
bathroom
hush
for me,
woman.
please.
Yeah, I said,
Put
hush
all
woman,
that.
So you give me another spectrum.
Ah, you behave.
Oh. Oh my god.
I bet a bad boy.
He was beyond.
No kinky.
The, but yeah,
No.
he's been
No.
gone
I
for
score.
about, let's see, 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 7, I think 8, maybe, no, he's been gone for 8 or 9 years. It, like I said, it took me getting the cops involved. Here's the bad thing too. He also hard R my grandma. And when my grandma said that he did, we took my grandma out to the emergency room, and the doctors and Adult Protective Services wouldn't tell my mom, but my mom should have kicked him out then, but she didn't. And then the hospital later on then told my mom that she had been. That she had ripping, tearing of the vaginal area. My grandmother.
It's stupid.
So he sexually assaulted my grandmother. Her pelvic bones were even broke. My poor grandmother, a 92-year-old woman,
Assaulted.
he assaulted my grandmother.
Kind of feel bad.
God knows how many times he assaulted my grandma.
That's why he probably.
And she had this man around my kids, myself, and he did stuff to my kids too.
Yeah.
And me.
I got
And it's like, if he comes around, oh, he going to jail. He going to jail. Because I even heard when he went back to El Paso, he assaulted older people there too. And I'm like,
Gasp in Spanish.
ew. Ew. And I'm like, it's gross. My dad was the covert kind. The covert kind does more harm, even though it doesn't seem like it, because put the rock in the sock and beat so no bruises won't show, if you know what oh, I got you. Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. He was like that. Yeah, he was a lot like that type, because he tried to do that crap to my mom at the end, but I kind of made him think, because I told him, I was like, this is my family here in this town. You don't have nobody here. So why are you here? No one likes you. And no one did like him, because I told him, I said, stop and think. Everybody says you're annoying. You try to be funny. No one laughs at your jokes. Everyone says you're stupid. I said, everyone just sits there and looks at you like you're freaking blinking like an idiot. And he was beyond annoying. I'm like, when we would go to Killeen and we would carpet clean, because I live in Texas, and I would be sitting there talking to the managers and like my gay friends, because I have a lot of gay friends and everything. He fooled my mom to divorcing him and remarrying him 3 times. Oh my God.
What the fuck?
Ugh.
That's evil.
Yeah, him and my mom broke up, got back together, broke up, got back together, broke up, got back together. I mean, one of my poor cats got a stomach problem from getting put at the Humane Society. They were trying to kill the poor cat. We got him back, and he got a stomach disease. Good. Glad she learned her lesson and stopped getting with him. It took my mom forever to learn too. Like, her family got completely screwed up because of it. Now, I mean, like if I see a van now, my PTSD, I flip the hell out. It's like, it takes me almost an hour. Even when I'm at home, I'm still flipping out after seeing a van. Oh God. Yeah, those type of men. Bleh. Like, now, I'm not mentioning where my mom is. So just in case, like, by chance, like if the creep figures out, oh yeah, she does YouTube, let me see if she mentions her mom. I'm not mentioning where my mom is, because I'm not going to have that mug try to find my mom. No, he ain't gonna figure out where my mom is. My mom is safe. She's, I'm not even gonna say they're boys. They're children. They're children that need to get their heads wrapped up in towels and their hands tied up behind them and, concrete tied to their feet and thrown over into deep, deep, deep oceans and forgot about. I know that's dark of me to say, but people like that, those are sperm that should have got swallowed. I'm sorry. That's dark of me to say, but I know I shouldn't have said that, but I'm blunt when it comes to people like that. Those are some people that don't deserve to exist. Those are wasted air spaces that could go to good people that do need to exist. Precious babies that need good lives, honestly.
Hey,
As-
whatever's their organs.
I
they give it
mean-
to people who are on the
I mean,
list.
well, actually, no, because his organs were wasted. Because as much as he smoked, as much coffee he drank, and that he had this weird gut on
Ugh.
him. He said it was a coffee gut. Man, his stomach was hard as a rock, and I'm like, sir, that is not coffee. I mean, he looked like he was about like 20 months pregnant.
You got a visitor.
Hey, Day. My grandson. It's my grandson. Isn't he gorgeous? That is the precious Damon. He's a one-eyed kitty. He lost one of his eyes. He's so cute. Damon, say hi. Say hi. So you can see his one eye. He's so cute. He's so cute. He's my precious. He's my precious.
Mama.
He's so precious.
He
We
wants
got
a mama.
kitties. Say hi. See, I'm licking. He's by my Jeffree Star stuff.
Hi,
Go see your
Georgie.
mama, stinker.
Oh yeah, he's stinky.
Yeah,
Does he have something? Does he have something?
he farted. I think he went tootie. He went patootied. He's stinky.
He said, "I'm gonna go get you."
Yes, that's Damon Salvatore. Hi, Day Day. Damon. He's got a brother outside that we named.
Damien, please.
What
Stop
did I
pausing.
forgot? What do we name his brother again?
Dante.
Dante. That's right. We named his brother Dante after Devil May Cry. So we have Damien and Dante. Dante, we want to take with us if we can, because Dante is sweet kitty.
Yeah.
He is so you go outside and he is.
Him, though. I think
No.
someone adopted him.
No, he was outside a few days ago in our backyard. Looks just like him, but bigger. Like, oh my God, he is so gorgeous. And I know who their daddy is a cat that I raised out in the trailer park. Weirdly enough, and they got back out here. Bless you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So my black cat Anubis is his uncle. My Maine Coon is his uncle. My other Maine Coon that is the Maine Coon son is his cousin. There's Riddick. That's his cousin, the Maine Coon son. So I have two Maine Coons. Why are you sticking your tongue out? And then I have Spitfire, which was my turd. He's still my turd. And then the precious Diomeister, which is a blue Russian Simo, which is Alex's kitty. And then I have my turtle, which is Crush. Oh, my nose. But yeah. Enough of the kitties. But yeah, the whole parenting issue. But yeah, I don't mention where my mom is to protect her, even though, like I said, I'm working on my relationship with her now, even though we had a very rocky relationship, I say, for the last couple of years, even though it's gotten better now, I say. It was tough when we lived together because of her mental health was not good. They're working on her mental health with her now, which is good. She's found better doctors where she's at, which I'm glad. So it seems like she's getting better healthcare service, which I'm happy. Because it seemed like the doctors, when she was living with me, didn't really seem to care. They were farting around. They were kind of like being nonchalant about her health care. And it's like anytime I try to tell them anything about her health, they were just like, oh yeah, she's fine. There ain't nothing wrong with her. But now they're starting to see there's problems. And now she's starting to see what I was telling her. Like she's starting to have glitches. like she's talking and then all of a sudden she's saying things that is not what she meant to say, or even her roommates tell her and she's like, oh, okay. So it's getting highly noticeable. And I've been telling her for a long time. It's been doing that for a while. It's just now other people are bringing it noticeably to her. And it's not just, oh, it's my daughter saying it. It's other people now. So it makes it more beneficiary that it's not just me pointing it out to her, that it's other people telling her. And it's been multiple people telling her now. So it makes it easier on me that it seems like, hey, she wasn't nitpicking me and she wasn't being hard on me and she wasn't, because that time she thought I was just being like a big bitch to her. And it's like, no,
Hey,
I
that's
was.
calling someone.
He's getting on Spit. Spit was scratching the window, the glass on the mirror. He's talking to things in the mirror. He's talking to the ghost. My cat is being, my cat sleeps with my son. My big cat cow. Anyway, but yeah, it made it hard for our relationship because like at times when he left, we had a good relationship for a while, but then she started to act very different and it made it hard for me. So I tried to help her the best way I could, but evidently I wasn't doing enough. And that makes it even harder because, especially when, they're getting older and they're not thinking of their age. They're not thinking, well, you know what? Things do happen differently because, I didn't take care of myself. I did different things. She's comparing, her health to my grandmother's health, but she's not thinking, well, I did such and such. I did this, even though my grandma did abuse barbiturates. Like my grandma did like taking, volume. She abused it quite regularly because my grandpa would get volume a lot from his doctors because of his anxiety, his PTSD. He would get flashbacks from the military. So he would get different type of medicine from out at William Beaumont when we were in El Paso. So my grandpa got an assortment of drugs, and my grandma would abuse his medication.
Where'd
So
she go?
who?
The girl.
I don't
Or
know.
guy.
Not sure. But but yeah, my grandmother was quite avid on doing that, and it would make her quite moody, make her quite irritable, and I noticed the differences. Like my grandmother, she did go into like say dementia and Alzheimer's rather early because of her abusing the pills and everything else early. And my mom did do the same thing. My mom did like popping pills. My mom did, taking, my mom liked taking speed. My mom did like volume. My mom did like smoking weed, which weed to me ain't going to do nothing to you. But the other things will. So to me, she doesn't sit there and think. And then she was also an avid alcoholic. So those things play a lot in your health. And that's another thing I want to educate people on too, is I have a lot of experience dealing with specific things, like dealing with diabetes, Alzheimer's, I hate to say it, dementia, healthcare on certain areas, cardiac issues, spirituality. I do have a lot of experience on dealing with certain things of witchcraft, tarot cards, oracle cards, certain crystals and stones. I could, go into more education like that as I have more time once I get settled into my new place. I will try to do some more videos throughout the duration until I move, if I have more time. I just wanted to do this short video while I had some free time right now to relax, because I haven't posted in a while. And I do like to catch up with some of my, avid subscribers, some of my friends, and also hopefully make more friends, make some more subscribers, and hopefully make some new friends, and let people know of like, hey, I'm still posting, I haven't disappeared, I'm still alive. I am still making new plans, and I'm still gonna continue to do stuff. And if you guys would like to subscribe, you can, and you can contribute by throwing ideas out to me if there's certain things you would like I said. If you're curious about like music, if you would like suggestions on certain music, like I'm very avid into music. I'm eclectic, but a lot of it sometimes is like older, but I do new genre. I do listen to a lot of different things. Mostly it is on the rock, heavy, goth, industrial, cyber. I do listen to some hip hop, R&B, jazz, southern, blues. I do listen to opera, contemporary. I'm very eclectic when it comes to different things, just like my movie taste. So I could give you guys different suggestions on things. Like if you're curious, if you're bored, like, hey, Tabitha, Flames, whichever one you want to call me by. Do you have suggestions on this? Like, since, you have good taste in this and we're curious, can you throw us out a suggestion on a good old movie, like say from a certain like year, or like say a certain one, like a witchy movie, a Halloween movie, or a good thriller movie, or a good, like say, let's see, a good occult movie.
Sci-fi?
Sci-fi. Like one of my favorites, which people trip out, is like The Island of Dr. Moreau. I like the one with Val Kilmer.
Ooh.
I do like the traditional one, but the one with Val Kilmer, I do love the remake because it was really made well. They really did the suits well. They really did, like, I liked how they did everything. I do like classics like Beetlejuice, The Evil Dead, Army of Darkness, Heathers. Like I did a lot of reviews on those. I do like occult classics. I'm a cult classic junkie. Um, like the Barbarians, the Twins, the Big Buck Twin Brothers. Which that's kind of hard to find that one. Which I own a lot of eclectics, like Red Sonja. I mean, I own a lot of classics, like no joke. And then I also own like new ones, old ones, like in betweens. So yeah, I can give you suggestions, or I can give you like if you want a very in-depth review, just so you can know if you're gonna like it. I like personally, like if you want an in-depth, like if you want me to IM you, and I can give you just like a quick review, like, hey, give me an idea. But if you want a real updated review, I might ruin the movie for you just to give you a one-on-one. Like the way I can give it to you, like, okay, I give it like a 4-star, I give it a 5-star. It's based just on this. Like say Sleepy Hollow, I'll give you an idea. Like the one with Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci. Okay, it's got a good cast. It's what you think of Ichabod Crane, like when you hear about it from a kid's point of view. Like the story we used to hear about on a tape. It's actually pretty good. It's what you expect. It does give the creepy effect. You kind of want to live in the village when you hear about it. It's actually really done really well. All right, baby. So if you really want to do Sleepy Hollow, I would say the one with Johnny Depp. It's really good. So, in-depth review, I give it a full 5-star. Be careful, baby. Oh, Sheezel. That.
Hi, Crash.
Did he eat his food?
There's a lot of it floating.
Crash, eat your food, turtle.
He probably is waiting for it to like
soften. Yeah, he likes mushy food. Crash is weird.
Sometimes
My turtle's
he just
weird.
waits for it and then he's like, pray, pray.
Gobble, gobble, gobble. I know my turtle is such a weirdo. I have a weird turtle, and I've had this turtle for close to 15 years. My turtle's a weirdo. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, like, I would definitely suggest Sleepy Hollow with Johnny Depp if y'all haven't seen it. That's one of my favorites too. I mean, I live for that movie, just like I live for the OG Crow with Brandon Lee, which don't even get. I mean, I'm gonna watch the new rendition, but I have my reviews. I have my feelings on it because it's just like I like Bill, but I could strangle the new producer right now, and he better hope that they deliver an epic film. I'm gonna find this producer. If it's gonna get so planted up his rear end, it's not gonna be funny. Because that movie kept me alive from the age of 12 to probably about 15 of my life. That's when my mom got with that jackass. That movie meant a lot to me. The Crow is, I know that sounds kind of stupid, but I was extremely suicidal at that point in my life because, like I said, that's when she was dating him. And it was a very dark point in my life. And even though Brandon Lee died, and I'm a very fond person of Bruce Lee and Brandon Lee. I know a lot about their family. I know a lot of the whole a lot of people don't understand the reasoning of the deaths. I do. I could, if anybody really wants to know the whole death situation, I could tell y'all. People might think they understand that, oh, it was just there's a more in-depth reason to why Brandon died. It's fudged up, it's sad. But you have to really watch the story of Enter the Dragon. You have to understand what Bruce really did. Bruce did a massive no-no, so I'm not going to ruin it. But if anybody really wants to understand the story, I could explain it because, like I said, I'm a hardcore fan. I grew up as a little girl watching all of Bruce's films because I was a heavy hardcore Bruce fan. And then I figured out about Brandon. I saw him on a show with shoot, um, Kill Bill. Can't think of his name. David Carradine. It was Kung Fu the Legend. It was one of the old school like Kung Fu legends. Brandon was on it, and I just had the biggest crush on Brandon. And then I saw Showdown in Little Tokyo with Brandon. And then I saw Rapid Fire with Brandon. And then I mean, there's all little things that Brandon did, and just I had such respect and crushes on Brandon. I had this dream that I was gonna run away one day and marry Brandon Lee. You know, every little girl's fantasy. You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. Probably a lot of girls had the fantasy of running away and marrying Brandon Lee. That was mine. You know, I wanted to marry Brandon Lee. Pamela Anderson thought she was going to marry Brandon Lee for frack's sake. So, when I found out he was working on The Crow, I was just like hyped because I know the mythology of the Crow. Because one being Cherokee, and I found out about the Blackfoot. I mean, I was just enthralled because it's like the whole mythology of the Crow, and I knew about the comic book and everything. I mean, the Legend of the Crow, it's so raw and embedded in Native American lore. It's amazing. And James O'Brien, he did it about his wife, and then dealing with Native American legendary. It's just beautiful. So I saw the preview of it and I was just captivated. And I was like, I have to see this movie when it comes out. And then, hi, baby. Hey, baby. Hi, baby. Come here, Growly. Can you come to me? Okay, go to mama. Go to mama. He wants mama. He wants mama.
It's because my hands are hot since I washed them in hot water.
He just wants his mama. It's okay. You can have mama. You want to come to? You want grandma? You want to come, mama? Yeah. No.
Took him out of his comfort zone.
Say hi. Say hi. Say hi, people. Say I'm the gorgeous one. Say hi. See, I got the autumn burn. See, I have autumn burn. See, I'm gorgeous. See, I gorgeous. Oh, you like being on it, huh? Oh, you see that you get you like that? You like that? What? Are you watching your mama? Are you watching your mama? You know mama sees you, don't you? So cute. He is a stinker. He is a stinker. He is a...
I'm gonna go against him, and I'm gonna try to do it on my tail.
Okay, go see your mama. So yeah. After I seen the first preview that they put out, Brandon was still alive. And then
Talking about the girl.
yeah, not even a month later after the first preview, I think, maybe 2 months later, they mentioned Brandon had died. And I think that's when my world shattered. I mean, they were talking about Brandon died. He died on the set. They were trying to rush him to the emergency room. Brandon refused to stop shooting. He bled to death. That they thought it was a dud bullet, but there was an actual... You heard that, right?
Yeah, Nubis did something. He probably broke something.
You want to go check on Nubis or Riddick?
Yes, I did check on them. Why?
No, you might want to check on them right now. Sounds something bad.
What?
Sounds like something broken or maybe something spilled.
Sounded like my fan.
It sounded like something bad. I hope it wasn't from the vase I bought you.
KR by fighting one of the Fuji.
But I'll explain that later. Video's almost 3 hours long, guys. Just know I love y'all. And I will talk to y'all much later, okay? Y'all have a good night, and we'll continue this conversation at a much later time. Bye.
Yeah, they're both fine.
Nothing got spilt?
No, not that I know of.